What's good? It's your boy ATC. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you fucking with my content. You feel me? And this time we got Bleach, episode 24, 1,000 Year Blood War review. Let's get started. Alright, so the episode start off with basically the world of the living, Waco Mundo, and the Soul Society. They trying to make like a non-aggression pact between the Soul Society and the Quincy's or whatever. And Ichigo and Yhwach, they get to talking and shit, trying to have some conversation. Alright, Ichigo trying to tell this fool, hey, chill out, man. Let me put you on some game. We want to try to make this shit as easy as possible. This nigga Yhwach, he like, nah, it's a trick. It's straight deception type shit. So basically, in the midst of them talking, he get to thinking about some shit, and it starts talking about the world was once whole, but the Soul King split the motherfucker up, separating life and death, and he also brought fear amongst the people. So Yhwach get to talking about all the souls that he trying to get returned to him type shit, Yhwach end up saying Ichigo's name, and then he like, nah, put some respect on it. You can't be saying my name so lightly. So then Yhwach, he activated his abilities. Like, man got some eyes like inside of his eyes, and immediately they both get ready to like down the smoke type shit. They ready to get the action. Ichigo reaches his hand out and some eyes appear like, but Yhwach gang and them, they start firing them things at him, but he deflecting that shit with the other arm, and he shoot the shit right back at him like frying ass. Ichigo then shows images like of the Soul King to Yhwach and tells him like, you know nothing, little boy. Then he get to saying like him and the others, and the Soul King, they maintain the balance between like the worlds. This man Yhwach activated his eyes, like he got 4 eyes now, and all his eyes showing. He flashed up toward Ichigo to tell him, I see like you ain't doing shit with my father's hand, like it can give life, not take it away. This part had me like tripping, cause I'm like, what the fuck? Yhwach, Soul King's son? Nigga, huh? Ichigo turned his hand into some weird ass formation, which turned into a gigantic hand. Now he part of the Big Hand Man Club, and he try to grab Yhwach. Ichigo like, shit, did you think I was gonna let you just have this hand for free, my boy? Then he say to Yhwach, shit, your eyes will forever be closed, never to open until the day you die. Tell him to have a modest life. Like, then send him on his way like a little chump. And another flashback that we see during the episode, Yhwach say he glad he lost his eyes, so I could imagine he had them stole like when Big Hand Ichigo put him on him, you know what I'm talking about? But he say the Soul King is his father and he's no more than a hideous, mindless lump of flesh to be worshipped. So he got a new job for him, vanish along with the world and become a grave of the world's like present type shit to present time. That's crazy. But like to find out that's like his father or whatever, the Soul King, man. And then like the hideous lump part, like what did they do to this man? They chopped this nigga legs and arms off and shit. Like what the fuck? Got him stationary and shit. What's going on? What are they doing to the Soul King? But yeah, back over in present time, we see Yhwach. He like, he up there with him in that little group and shit. He like, I can feel the pain and the emotions of you, master. That nigga look back, ain't no emotion, my nigga. This just a decay grave, like, type shit. Like, I'm ready to get the fucking niggas up. Ain't no fucking emotions. Yhwach apologized. He like, alright, gang. It's time to erase this motherfucker and create a world of true peace with their own hands. So as we're at the royal palace entrance, he summons his guard of Quincy's, or pawns, as I'm gonna call them, because that's what the fuck they feel like to me, some pawns. And is met with the Zero Squad member, Shatara, with her fleet of gang in them, you know what I'm talking about? The Royal Guard, you feel me? Flips over to Urahara in the lab, and he finna send Ichigo and the gang in them off when another party member arrives and come in that bitch riding a hog. Gangju Shiba, the expert of the Royal Palace, or as he called himself. Ichigo like, what the fuck you doing here? And all that kind of shit like that. Ichigo, he like, shit, you sure this job finna be dangerous? Are you sure you up to the task type shit? But yeah, he go ahead and head off with him, and Urahara send him on their way in the sky. In the most funniest motherfucking way, they get shot up in the air like a balloon, like running out of air type shit. Flips back over to Shatara, and she on Yhwach ass. She like, nigga, you wasn't invited to this motherfucking party. Did you know that this was an all-white party? Like, they ain't even trying to get this man up in here type shit. So she could see he trying to be defiant. He trying to get through. She can see that him defeating the head captain, it went to his head. Yhwach make the pawns go forth, and Shatara call ganging them to action. The Soul King's blade, and they easily kill all of them. They come running at Yhwach, only to get thrown in confusing stances, like they can't attack him directly. or some shit like that. And then the motherfucker from the shadow appears called W. That's his letter. We're gonna call him W. Some of these names was crazy. Nana's old, the wind. That shit hard. So we're gonna call that man W. Basically, every enemy he finds warps and avoids his body. Chitara got motherfuckers hiding in the shadows though, but since he can't sense them, she thinking like, oh, it ain't gonna work. But the W motherfucker, he end up finding the enemies though through instinct. So no matter where they attack from, they still clear his body, and he bends these motherfuckers in half like a bendable, nigga. All top half and bottom half. Like, do you hear me? Like, what? They having a little back and forth. He get talking about he's sorry he ain't explained. She like, shit, you tripping? Shit, I'm sorry, I ain't explained. My bad. We got bad habits, to both of us. Whole time she threading his ass up with the needle while he was busy lollygagging with the holy soldiers. She get his ass hemmed up in her own fabric. Finest robe she ever did just for him. So he ought to be glad. She gave him some drip to die in. Now, don't expect to take it off, though, before you die. Immediately, all the spikes in the motherfucker shoot out all the way through him, from the inside out. She talking that shit now. I'm dancing over your shit now. I done weaved your basket in your ass and took it and ate it. Turned it to one of the motherfucking wolves and shit. But yeah, she on his ass now. She say she forgot to remove her sewing needle. Like, what a bad habit she can never break. Fucked his ass up. Painted the floor with his ass. Do you hear me? But moving along, we go back to Gangju talking with Ichigo and the gang, and he say he expected the soldiers to be on top of their shit, and he don't even know why the Quincy's was able to even infiltrate the castle and shit like that. Then they like, well, okay, shit, you telling us you know about the royal palace? Well, explain it to her. Then he like, well, shit, all the information I know came from Big Sis. She told me about everything up here. His sister being the one that was able to shoot Ichigo and the royal guards up the first time when Ichigo went, if y'all remember correctly. Then that's when Yoruichi, she get to explaining that the target is really the Soul King. And he like a godlike figure that's in charge of all three worlds, the Soul Society, Wako Mundo, and the living world. You feel me? She never met him. She only heard stories. So Ichigo, he asking, well, shit, is it possible to replace the Soul King? Then he get to mentioning them weird ass images that he saw up in there with Ichibei when he had to walk from room to room type shit. And it looked like he was traversing, getting ready to test some powers or testing his powers in the middle of that type stuff. Then, you know, Orihime, she get to thinking about, you know, all the battles that they done had and everything like that. Now all of a sudden, Uryu ain't with him this time. He on the other side. But you already know Ichigo, you know, we're gonna get him back. Smack some sense into him. Flips back up to up top with the royal guards and everything like that. And Chitara, she throw W off the side of the royal palace. Nigga body was free falling all the way to the bottom. The blade can finally touch him. But anyway, Yhwach, he ended up summoning more motherfuckers from the shadows. Like, this motherfucker got people behind the curtains and thin air. They just be popping out. But he ended up summoning his royal guard, Stern Ritters, X, C, D, and you know, he already got Hashwald and Uryu with him, so they just deep in this motherfucker. But he summoned some motherfuckers to give out an entertaining show at this point. So D, he like, shit, I better put on a good show. The one that looked like the Valkyrie, he say if D don't show out, he gonna kill him himself. So he got a misfit band of crazy motherfuckers Yhwach does on his side with the Quincy's. So Gerard, the Valkyrie one, he come sword and shield out like a motherfucker, like Hercules or some shit. And they come flying at her, looking like he just split her fucking wig down and parted ways with her head type shit as soon as he hit her. She ended up summoning second level holy soldiers to the field, the Soul King shield. Big ass Colossus motherfucker, giant, hit the field. She talking to the quiet one, C, but X speak up and he ain't worried about it. He like, this motherfucker ain't gonna do nothing to us. Turns the second level soldier into a fucking meatball. Then X say, you think we ain't finna crush this bitch? Too late. The losing side realizes shit when it's too late. Motherfucker pull out a big ass sniper rifle on the bitch and say, the moment Master Yhwach stepped in this motherfucker, y'all was gonna be in trouble. We on y'all ass. And then blast a donut hole through Chitara. Membrane. One hand popped out that motherfucker. Looking like she done been off, killed, turned her ass into a gummy cluster. They getting cocky now. The Valkyrie one, he like, this bitch was weak. X like this shit is, man, these motherfuckers is weak. Is there any strong motherfucker that ever stepped to us, nigga? And shoot each one of the little Soul Society palaces they had, all 5 of them, he shoot all 5 of them. But it was just the rules. It's the shit. They motherfucking smarter than y'all think. So now the real battle finna begin. False royal palaces set in place to trap a motherfucker inside the real palace being hidden by the Osho. Ichigo appears and he like, bitch, you gave it away already? That must mean the cage is ready. X try to pop at him or something real quick, but a tree blocked that motherfucker. And then Kiryu appears and she say this is the first time preparing a womb this big. The whole entrance placed in the wooden cage got all the Stern Ritters shook. X get to letting them bitches off, but it ain't doing nothing. And then when he fire at the same spot, Kiryu explains that the manipulating food is manipulating life. And she basically then concocted this big ass cage from the ingredients that came from inside her body. The tree bears fruit by feeding on spiritual pressure, which is why when he firing on that motherfucker, it's growing more. Basically, the tree eating them Reshi shots, boy. And she confident that they not getting up out the cage. The rest of the Squad Zero starts showing up. The first officer, Holy Guardian of the East, Tenjiro, the Hot Springs Demon, Chitara, the Great Weaver, Holy Guardian of the North, Kiryu hopped down in that motherfucker, Holy Guardian of the South, and the last, Namaya, the Zanpakuto Toe Creator, the #1, you feel me? My nigga hit that bitch rhyming from 10 to 1. Say it ain't no path for you, bitch. Made motherfuckers to walk on. So he say, you know what I'm talking about? You can all come at us now, all together. Valkyrie, he come flying at him while he checking his blades. Say he ain't used that motherfucker in a minute. But that nigga hit that dodge like Neo from the Matrix. It's simple matters to dodge a man's hug. It's shit. The homie say ain't no homie love. But the fuck? Ain't no hugs. And then, bro, like, it's simple matters to dodge your shit. So, we only accept hugs from the hoes. But before we can even think to attack next, Namaya bend down and humble this bitch real quick. He so fast, he stabbed this motherfucker right through the chest and he hit the ground. Blood puddle like a motherfucker. Blood sprinkler system. My nigga say, who do you think I am? Start rhyming again from 10 to 1. Baddest motherfucker in the Zero Squad. And my sword's killed with a single strike, yo. X flipped back over to him. He said, you using strange techniques. Say, that sword you got, it been soaking in that jelly all night. I see you got that little jelly tub there. But he fired them shots at Namaya, but the shots get split into 2. And he asked him, basically like, what you did? How you do that shit? He say, nothing. I simply held this motherfucker and your perfect bullseye eye found its mark and was sliced into 2. Looking at it, boy. He fired 2 more shots on him, but a mile on his ass. On his ass, another shot goes off, and he cuts that gun and X in half from hip to the chest, blood painting the floors. C try that gummy cluster shit, but Namaya throw that sword right into his head before he can activate that shit. Flash step to the sword and attack D. Namaya on his ass, he say, nice moves trying to avoid my motherfucking blade, but you must have felt the sharpness of it. D tried talking that shit, but Namaya flash step towards him again and split that motherfucker open with the blade. Then he get to explaining the Saya Fuji is a failure. It's too sharp and the blade is too smooth and the edge never chips no matter how much you cut with it. So he basically get to saying like he ain't even never created a sheath to contain this motherfucker because it's not even a complete sword. And that's why it ain't never been sent to the Serete. So that's why it's his. And he glad they came so he can finally put some good use to it. Yhwach used his Quincy emblem and throw it out the cage and transport out that motherfucker. Ichigo looking impressed that he actually was able to escape the wound. Namaya giving up props where it's due. The king of brilliant. Hashfall asking if they going after him, but they ask, shit, shouldn't we be asking you that? Then we see Yhwach say, let me through, Ichigo. Ichigo say, haven't I chastised you enough, motherfucking, yet you still speaking light on my name, bitch? Put some respect on my shit. And he say, don't blame me if you lose your voice again this time. And that brings us to the end of the episode. Man, this motherfucking episode was, it was fire. 10 out of 10. Squad Zero went off. They was doing their motherfucking thing. The rules was shocking. The whole episode was amazing, but Namaya tops the cake. That motherfucker cold ass dude. And you let me know down in the comments what was your favorite part of this episode or your favorite part of the fight scenes that we got. And just let me know down in the comments how you feeling about everything. And as always, one love, 2 peace, and we out. Till next time, you dig? For sure.